Hey everybody, it's Reilee.
And it's Kiara.
Just want to pop in for a quick second to say we see everything that's going on in the world. Take a quick second to check out the links in our description to help out those that are in need and enjoy the show. Hi everyone. Welcome back to Six Songs 4. This is your new favorite music recommendation podcast. How's everyone? Thank you for listening.
I'm Kiara,
I'm Riley.
and
Mwah, mwah.
thank you for coming back. If or coming, period. Um. Oh, anyway,
Pause.
pause. This podcast, we're 6 songs for. This episode is 6 songs for screaming at the top of your lungs. But first, we need to talk about someone who knows a thing or two about that. So this diva is Khalees.
Khalees, the alternative diva, hair, face, body, all of it. She is like kind of the one of the original like alt black queens. Although I believe she's Blasian, but
She
uh,
is.
I'm pretty sure that she's Blasian. But I don't think that
Work.
she's I don't think it's advertised as much as I would expect Ablation to be. So shout out to her. But Khalees basically got her start in the very late 90s. Released her first album, Kaleidoscope, in 1999, to surprisingly not a lot of success in the US. But in the
Oh,
UK, the girls were living for Khalees. So, like,
okay.
UK, overseas, the girls were living for Khalees. The beginning of her career, obviously, probably the most famous Neptunes tracks, or like some of the Neptunes' best work, being Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. Some of their best work you can find on Khalees's early records. So we got Good Stuff, Caught Out There, which is obviously her first single, which kind of is like, what a first single, what a chorus,
Came out this bitch swinging,
like
quite literally.
how iconic. And this is like the first example of many where it's like, what the fuck is this beat? Like, the Neptunes,
Yeah.
they have a tendency, and Pharrell in particular, but the Neptunes have just what the fuck? Like, what the fuck be going on? But Khalees always is like the coolest one to pull it off. Like, she always fits in that weird shit so well. And it's like a song like Caught Out There, no other person would be screaming, I hate you so much right now
And then
on the first song. Yeah.
ah! Just period. First track, first single, that's iconic. Like that's iconic. No matter that's why we're doing her as a diva because babe, I'm the first girl to swing on a track.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. That's
Anyway,
that's much, much, much later. But
yeah.
Get Along With You, Game Show, Ghetto Children, like, honestly, you can hear a lot of how big this record was in the UK, because a lot of UK artists have sampled these songs, clearly are
Oh.
inspired by these songs. I definitely know off the top of my head, James Blake and Disclosure both have direct Khalees samples. So like Khalees was
Sure.
kind of the diva in the UK,
Wow.
but
I
for
didn't know
some
that.
reason she never popped off in this era. Um,
Because America hates black women, much less angry black women.
sure, that could be part of it. Absolutely. But this
She's
first
very
album,
unapologetically just who she is, you know?
yeah, she's just the cool girl. Like, and she just, the whole theme of her career is that she just kind of radiates this pure coolness that like I don't think for Puss in Boots had. I believe that Khalees has gone on record saying that basically she gave him swag, which I totally believe because Khalees
Sure.
is consistently fly and has been consistently fly. Even on this first album cover, you can see the natural hair with the orange and the pink at the ends, like was doing very, very innovative things in terms of like image and branding. Long
I wish he
before,
was called Kaleidoscope. Anyway.
word, word. Okay. Okay. Do you have any
The
favorites on
silence.
this album?
I can't. The roller rink, the roller rink. Na, 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 na. Was it you who told me about this song or was it Austin?
I don't know. I do love this song, but it
I
might have
think
been
it might have
awesome.
been Austin. Because for some reason I was just talking about this song and how funny this song is. Um 6 songs for roller skating. She's gonna be
LOL.
on there.
I'm
The
screaming.
roller rink, the roller rink. Actually, I'm gonna write that down.
But also like her melodies are all really kind of weird because I wouldn't necessarily say that she is a vocalist by like any standards, but
Right.
it always feels right. She always sells it. So,
Sure. Anyway, so I like the roller rink. I like Ghetto Children. I remember liking Wouldn't You Agree? Good stuff. The intro was hilarious.
oh yeah.
She's like, "Okay, that's enough." Like that was iconic. Obviously cut out here, but we talked about that.
Yes.
Get Along With You. I liked a lot. I actually really liked this album. And it was very solid and I understood. I was like, this makes sense as to why she is who she is and she is respected as she is because this is her first album. Like it doesn't give first album if that makes sense. Like it gives like second, third. Like it gives like very seasoned artists.
Hmm.
So this is a very very solid debut.
And
I
it's
feel
definitely like a unique sound.
for sure.
We
Yeah, her voice
we
is also very unique. That raspiness.
She has, yeah, she definitely has like a very cool tone and rasp to her voice. I love
I
that.
was wondering. I was like, did she smoke? Like, why did she sound like that? But
I don't even know. I'm not sure. But that's the first album. Then her next album, Wonderland, 2001. I don't even believe this was released in the US at all. This
I was just about to say she's not on my list, ma'am. Like that's literally just not on Apple Music. That's crazy.
Oh wow. Okay, wow.
I didn't even know that existed. I was like, tasty.
Yes, no, there's a second album in between there, that 2001 Wonderland.
OMG.
This has the song with that was written by Gwen Stefani that we talked about on the Gwen Stefani episode.
Oh.
That's on this album. Also fully stacked with Pharrell, or excuse me, not Pharrell, the Neptunes. I should Here's the thing, Chad Hugo don't talk, so I don't know what he contributes, and I feel
Please.
like he definitely
OMG,
like,
you're so right. Like I've definitely seen this
oh
cover
yeah,
before. That's wild.
I'm totally right. Yeah, no, this is
Wait.
2001. This was not released in the US at all. So that is why, like, for the most part,
Wow.
no really Americans, or at the time, like, it did not break the
It's literally
American.
not on streaming. Is it on Spotify? Like, let me check because that's wild. Because if it's on title, they ate that.
It is.
I mean, that's what I meant to say because it's on title. Wonderland. Oh, okay. It's just Apple Music.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay, y'all gagged me a little bit. Y'all gagged me, and
I'm
I'm saying
screaming.
y'all because I'm very pro Apple Music. I'm very pro Apple Music, and this is the first time this has happened where there was something on Spotify and not Apple Music. Besides the Spotify singles, obviously. Wow, I'm a little gagged.
Okay, word. Well, another funny intro. She's kind of a queen of intros. Like, she loves an intro.
She is.
Young, Fresh and New. This is the first like song on this album. Crazy. Like, there's literally like a like a droning, like almost like a pinball or 8-bit, like you lost, and then it's just the beat sounds crazy. The melody
Mm.
doesn't make sense, but it does, and then randomly like there's these chords that come out of nowhere. Flashback, which is on the next album, is actually first appeared on this album. So
Oh,
they kind of brought Flashback to the
What's
next
the reason
album.
why it wasn't released in the US?
Just the first album didn't sell well in the
Oh,
if my understanding is correct. Just the first album didn't sell well in America. She was popping off more in the UK and like Asia over there, so they kind of focused over there.
that's wild.
Highlights from this album for me, Scared Money is like a perfect Khalees song. Popular Thug, Pusha T. Okay, yep, of course. I do like Perfect Day, written by Gwen Stefani. But also just kind of like another early Khalees album. It just weird production choices from the Neptunes, more of her kind of like off kilter melodies. Um, but still, I love this album. Excellent album. There's a cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit. So she's kind of like also,
Wow.
yeah, she's developing this like kind of rocker persona. A lot of her music either falls like pop or rock, or it's like she kind of does this kind of soul thing occasionally. So it's somewhere in between those three.
You know what I would love? I want her and Beyonce to work it out on the remix. I feel
Here's the
like
thing. I don't think that the problem is 100% not with Beyonce. The issue
mm,
is on all of the albums, her first three albums, we've talked about two of them and we'll get to the next one, but these first three albums that were produced by the Neptunes, she basically made no money on because
mm,
Pharrell signed, like basically like scammed her
mm,
on those publishing. So she
got
was,
you.
the reason that she was mad is because she didn't make any money off of her the melody that she created, the stuff that she wrote
Oh,
being used on that track. That's what she was like, I want it taken down because that's not
got it, got it, got it. Oh, so
Beyonce just
Beyonce
Beyonce
actually
just happened to catch a couple strays in the process. But if you go
right.
back and watch the actual like the clip of like what her explaining it, all of the smoke was for Pharrell, and then she called Chad an amoeba, which is still hilarious because like Chad, where are you? What's going on? Like what?
Yeah, like, no, like, where's Chad?
No, for
No,
real.
okay, yeah. That's so funny. I'm glad because I feel like actually so it makes sense that I'm like, wait, Beyonce did a good thing by taking it
Yeah,
down because she followed
absolutely.
her wishes.
Yeah,
So wow, okay. I guess I mean that happened so long ago, to be honest, like that whole situation. I knew I was gonna stop like a Khalees or Beyonce, so I didn't give a fuck.
Khaleesi's
I don't really
mother.
care about Pharrell. Like, yeah. So but I did know that she hates Pharrell. And I
Absolutely,
knew
and that is why.
she's like number one Pharrell hater. Like, and I live for that.
And that's honestly well deserved because
That's fucked up.
as excellent as these first three albums are, I don't think that the Neptunes really had a better muse than Khalees. I really don't think that they were locked in with anybody as deep as they were locked in with Khalees. So it sucks that that working relationship failed. But we get one more project with the Neptunes, and this next project is Tasty. This
Right.
is the album that made
This is
her a
the
superstar in America, um, with the iconic, the everlasting milkshake. Like,
babe. La 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 la. Perfect segue, actually. Turn it up. La la
what a
la la
single,
la.
what an instrumental, what a concept for a song. How humorous, how clever. This is like
Cause they
perfect.
do. They do bring all the voice to the art, actually.
They do. Musically still, we're still in what the fuck territory. Um the
Yeah.
bass line is actually crazy. There is a random
I would say even today, 2024, there is not a song that sounds like it.
yeah, yeah. The bass line is crazy. There's a random ass key change, but still everybody knows it. We all get our life. So
An icon was born.
that basically propelled her to mainstream success in the US. But overseas, the girls were already loving Khalees. It's just kind of brought
Mm,
her back into the fold in America. I believe at this point, she had already, if not already met, was dating Nas at this time. So we get a Nas
mm.
feature. Some highlights for me, like I said, flashback from the last album, also on here. You might trick me once, but you won't let you trick me twice, babe. Protect My Heart, flawless. Millionaire with Andre
We've talked about this.
3000. Of course, I
Yeah,
love any Andre 3000
I like that
feature.
one.
And then the
I
two
like
Raphael
Glow.
Sadiq songs, Glow and
Yeah,
Attention.
I was gonna say that.
Stunning. This is kind of more on like the soulful side of Khalees. We don't necessarily get as much rock as we did on the last album here, but it's more so pop and soul vibes on this third one. But honestly, one of her best albums. I have a favorite, but honestly, I believe of the Neptunes era with Khalees, the Star Trek era, this is a pretty shining diamond in that crown.
And that album cover, baby, like that's
Hair. A natural hair icon before natural hair icons were truly like a thing. Like,
let's talk about that. And that
honestly.
makes a lot of sense now that I realize that she's Blasian. That's wild.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not Blasian. I did
No.
not know that.
Like, lots of good stuff in here. No, no pun
Wow.
intended.
Right. Okay. I have to say something. Khalees was here. Besides Bossy, I did not like this one.
A lot of people didn't. There are definitely highlights. But as I understand it, the general critique of this album, and even Khalees herself, had the same critique, is that it felt like there were too many. It was pulled in too many directions.
Mm.
Although putting it into context, this is the first album without the Neptunes. So there are a lot more production credits on this album than any Khalees album that we've seen before now. And she, as I understand it, was signed to a new label. So there was a lot of people telling her a lot of different things, pulling her a lot of different ways, and it kind of sounds like that. Um, but I do have some highlights. Of course, Bossy is everlasting. It's iconic. I really want to the album cover. This bob, these red bottoms, the legs, like
The album cover is cute.
I
It's
live for
cute.
this album cover. I love what's that right there. It's kind of just ghetto and stupid. I love it. Um, Living Proof is very cute. I liked Circus and Lil Star, but these are all kind of on the more soulful side. I think that there are like some attempts at pop, but on this particular album, those weren't my favorite. Also, Fuck Them Bitches, iconic. I love Fuck Them Bitches.
Period. I
Other
know.
than Bossy, did you have any other highlights?
No.
Word,
I did. I remember being so excited for this album to be over.
word. That's kind of real. That's kind of
Yeah.
real. A few
I
highlights
agree.
here, but overall, I think that the kind of general consensus from everybody, including Khalees, is that it was too much going on, and that's why after Khalees was here, I believe she said that she was retiring from the music industry completely, and this is actually when she became like a chef. So Khalees is actually a chef.
Oh,
She trained, I believe, at Le Cordon Bleu. So like we'll get into like her chef inspiration on a future album, but this is sort of the era where she develops like a love for food and cooking and that sort of thing.
got it. Got it.
Then she signs to a different record label, 2010. This, I believe, is Khalees's best work. We get Flesh Tone.
I was gonna
Um,
say this is my favorite.
this is just kind of a Euro dance disco ball of just inspiration. I believe she just had a child at this point. I
Mm,
don't think that she was with Nas at this point, but I believe a lot of the inspiration for this album came from her child, obviously with Song for the Baby, one of my highlights. I believe 4th of July and Acapella, two also insane career highs. I believe that,
love 22nd Century.
girl, come on now.
I was like, this gives so like Black Eyed Peas. Like they jacked her swag low key.
Absolutely. Well,
Simultaneous.
yeah, well, but
Whatever.
um those were the two singles. Those were, I believe, once again, way more successful in the UK. The UK girlies live for Khalees. I don't know what's wrong with America. America needs to catch up, but um has these very interesting segues, and as an album, this album listening experience is something that you can put on top to bottom. The intro itself is an entire song, so if you're like trying to for some reason skip the album, you should listen to the intro because it in of itself is a very good song. um
Unfortunately, I think this is her worst album cover.
Yeah, this I
That's really
don't
sad.
live for the album cover, but
It's too much going on.
it is a lot. I'm not living for the album cover, but this is proof that Khalees is a star outside of the Neptunes. Khalees is a force to be reckoned with outside of the Neptunes, and she does not need their input at all to make um, great music because this is
Period. Yeah, no,
basically a flawless album, top to bottom, in my opinion.
absolutely. I feel like the album was so good because besides the
Segue.
what segue. Oh my god.
I'm screaming. I'm screaming.
Oh no. Okay. Besides the segues, I was like, this is a very succinct album. I love albums that don't have any filler. Like why? Like why? Love this. This is my favorite.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion,
Besides
Khalees'
Tasty,
best
I really
album.
love Tasty too. But yeah,
Tasty's great, and honestly, I do think that there is an argument to be made about Kaleidoscope, but
yeah,
I love Unts Unts. This album is pretty much Unts Unts top to bottom. It's kind of my tea,
yeah.
and I live.
We live.
And then we get her
Okay.
final studio album released in 2014. This is Food. So we got a fully electronic project before, and now we've kind of taken a left turn fully into like the soul, almost like a kind of mid to late 60s throwback
Mm,
kind of vibe on a lot of these songs. Some of them I like. I will say that her voice is much more present on a lot of these songs, which is for better or worse in a lot of cases. Like, but also this is a much more produced album in the fact that it has way more background vocalists. It has strings and like full organic production. So it's kind of unlike any other Khalees album.
very that. I didn't love it because I was really scared that you weren't gonna say that because I was like, please, some of these, okay. But I liked some of them. I just didn't love it. I liked the concept though. I
I
love the
agree.
concept of the
I
album. I
agree.
think, and now that I knew she was a chef, but I didn't know that she did it that early. Um, like that makes a lot of sense, and I think that's actually really cool. I really liked Breakfast. I do remember liking Breakfast. I liked Jerk Ribs. I liked Cobbler.
Cobbler's really cool.
Um, and I just realized I actually didn't listen to Dreamer, so I didn't finish it. I guess,
That's
but
screaming.
I, yeah, I think I actually really like the album cover. I'm not gonna lie. Something
Face.
about it.
No, face, beauty face. I give
Why is it
face.
giving me like gorillas?
I'm screaming it. Demon Days.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is
But
funny.
anyways, I just feel like while not necessarily the best vocally, I felt like you listening to Florence and the Machine at some points. But I was like, this is Khalees. Like I'm not gonna be rude, you know. But
Was I rude?
I well, what's asking the audience? But I mean, I don't think so. But anyways, yeah, I thought it was solid. I don't know if it was like the thing with Khalees, and I was kind of like, because I never like have deep dived into her. Like I have a lot of appreciation for her, and like more recently have become into her like personal life and stuff. Because like her husband passing away, and like her living on the farm with her kids, like that's sickening. Anyways, and her hating Pharrell, that's yeah. But unfortunately, I find that I like while I like wait, it is on here. Wonderland. That's crazy.
I'm screaming.
Why is it not on her page at all? That's wild. It just said like more by Khalees and then it was there. That's pissing me off actually. I feel like I'd like that one. That's what's annoying. It's like I think that unfortunately a lot of these songs I'm not gonna return to. That's what I was gonna say. Besides like a lot of the singles and some here and there, like I was listening to them and I was like, while I do like some of these songs, nothing stuck with me enough to where I think I would listen to them again.
That's fair.
Which sucks, but I still respect her. Like she's still iconic.
Yeah, she still has paved the way for a lot of music. Anybody trying to reproduce the Neptune sound, they're reproducing her music by and large. And like I said, she still can make successful music outside of the influence of the Neptunes, which is kind of the most important thing that I wanted to bring home.
Period. Sorry. I just realized they put it under compilations on Apple Music.
Mm.
That's why I didn't see it. Because I was like, bitch, where that was gonna piss me off. Which I guess I understand a little bit because they put the
It
live
wasn't.
version of
Yeah,
stuff
it
like
wasn't
History.
released in America officially. I don't think until like 2019. Like not.
Yeah, no, I did know that.
Yeah,
But that is bizarre. Sorry, that really just pissed me off. But yeah, no, Khalees is iconic outside of the Neptunes. I believe she put the Neptunes on. I believe that Pharrell jocked her swag. I believe everything about Pharrell. Am I going to start listening to Pharrell's music? Absolutely not. Um, Pharrell produced music, as I should say.
yeah.
Um,
But I will say formally it is fuck for real though. Officially.
right, but I will be seeing Piece by Piece.
What's that?
His biopic that's Legos. Yeah.
Girl,
Because he got Kendrick Lamar in it, Jay-Z in it. He got, like, everybody in it. Like, Cher's in it, I think. I was like, "What's going on?" Like, I literally was like, there's too many people in it. Like, Gwen Stefani's in it, but, like, they're voice acting, obviously. And I was just like, "I need to see it because I need to believe it." Like, it's his biopic of his life, but they're all Legos.
how fascinating.
Right? Like, I'm sorry, I have to see it.
Yeah, but fuck Pharrell. But when he was hot, he was hot. You know, the hits speak for themselves, and
As far as I'm
that's all I'll
concerned,
say about him because I have
it's
opinions
yeah, this is
outside
not
of
for
that,
us.
outside of music. But Khalees,
I get it how it
iconic
is.
artist. Honestly, if you're in any way an alternative black musician in sort of any sense of the word, you kind of have to thank Khalees for opening up that door and get into her if you haven't already.
Now we're gonna move on to the next segment called Six Songs For. And as we said before, this is six songs for screaming at the top of your lungs. And who wants to go first?
You.
Okay. My first song is, I mean, girl, I'm just gonna say it because yeah, my first song is All I Wanted by Paramore.
Word.
Period.
Honestly, great choice. Yeah.
Because bitch, Haley motherfucking Williams.
That's my cousin.
Like, come here, girl. It's been a minute. Like, that's my cousin, that's my sister. Like, black people, we understand. Like, it's just so funny to me. Like, I think there are white artists that black people just all collectively just respect. I would say very few, honestly, that every black person, like, that's our sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Paramore, aka Haley Williams,
It's
is in
it's
that.
it's one and it's one more that I really can think that don't cause no more controversy, and that one is Tina Marie.
I was literally about to say Tina Marie,
Yeah,
and then I was gonna say JoJo.
the girls do love JoJo. We love JoJo.
We live for JoJo. Like Whitney Houston lived for JoJo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, we love JoJo. But also pipes for days. Like Haley Williams possesses a vocal prowess that is like unheard of. Like she gets down.
and you know what? Taylor Swift's about to catch another stray. Taylor Swift, come get your stray, sweetie. Because why is Paramore opening for her? Mind you, imagine how embarrassing it must be to be Taylor Swift and go on after Haley Williams.
Like that's
Like
that's so backwards to me. And
that's insane to me. Like,
listen,
and it's like
them
crazy
checks
because
got to be nice. The checks got to
man,
be nice. So it's like I get it because cash out or whatever.
hello. But it's like there are some people there. Like I've seen tweets by I guess Swifties. Like I don't follow them, but you know Twitter, whatever. Being like, I didn't know she could sing like this. What do you
Wake up! Wake
what
up! Wake
what do
up!
you mean?
Wake up! Wake up!
Even with I don't even know what I would say is Paramore's like most recognizable song, to be honest. Maybe Ain't It Fun?
They
I
have.
don't know.
I feel like they had hits in every era. No shade.
Really. I couldn't even tell you which one most people would even know because that hits long, babe. But yeah, it's really backwards to me. Also, I kind of don't really understand why they're opening for Taylor Swift at all. Like I don't feel like they are in the same lane musically or vocally or anything. But
It's
hey.
good that the people in the crowd get to experience some singing.
Oh, you know what it is? Actually, I just remembered. Haley Williams, um, I think has always been friends with her and they worked together uh like early 2000s, and so then they put her on one of the fucking vault tracks for one of her fucking re-release bullshit. So like they have actually, I forgot they worked together recently. So that's like the connection, I think. And then Taylor was like, "Come on tour with me." I don't know.
I hope
Anyways,
and check the
Paramore,
chat because I know I
that's
would
what,
not. I would be pissed if I was the only bitch in these stages, at these stadiums, actually singing.
babe.
I'd be pissed.
Like, no shade, I would go just to see Paramore. Like,
I'd leave.
so, anyways, yeah, no. All I wanted is that song. Like, I don't know if it's my favorite Paramore. Maybe it is my favorite Paramore song. I don't know. Actually, I never thought about that. But I was really sad I didn't get to see them because they played Madison Square Garden a couple of years ago. Because I loved "This Is Why." Did you listen to that?
I
Their
did like
latest
This
album.
Is Why. Yes.
This is why it's kind. I don't give a fuck. Because this is why I don't leave the house. Actually, anyway, no, all I wanted, I'm singing for karaoke. It's really hard, obviously. She's screaming at the top of her fucking lungs. And I'm pretty sure I should brush up on my Paramore lore, but I'm pretty sure she didn't sing this at one point because it,
Yeah. Honestly, Haley Williams will receive a diva debrief at one point.
Oh, absolutely. Babe,
We just need to get there.
oh, we should go on the Black People Love Paramore podcast.
We should.
Okay, hey
I mean, I
y'all,
was
if
gonna
you're
say I
listening.
don't know if I can invite myself onto their shit, but you know.
Well, tag them in the comments, everyone. I'm inviting myself. I want to
Okay,
talk to those girls
where you better manifest.
because I think having a podcast called Black People Love Paramore and then getting the bitch on there, that's iconic. Like I have to say it and I need to ask them questions. Anyways, yeah, no, Paramore, I don't want to get into a whole DVD review, but all I wanted is my first song. If you've never heard it, congratulations, welcome to the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your song?
Okay. My first song. Everybody knows. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a Prince stan. So I had to choose a Prince song. It was just honestly a matter of choosing which, and I ended up settling on one of the most iconic Prince songs. This song is from his 1984 film Purple Rain. It is the reason that explicit content warning stickers are on CDs and things. This song is single handedly the reason for those stickers.
Oh,
And the song is Darling Nikki by Prince.
really?
Absolutely, yeah. There was
Tell the class the story because I didn't know that.
I forgot what mud bitch it was, but it was some senator or some shit that like her daughter was listening to Purple Rain and she heard this song playing and was like, absolutely the fuck not. And she like made this whole campaign about like how explicit content needs to be like uh displayed clearly on like CD packaging. So yeah, Prince is the reason that we have explicit stickers on CDs 100%. And if
Wow.
you've ever heard this song, obviously him screaming at the end, you know, you know. I could write an essay really on this song. Like there's so much in this song, how
The way I've
spare it
never heard
is.
it.
You've never heard it? Word.
Like I need to start just listening because I know we're gonna do a DVD brief obviously one day, for Prince, but because
Yeah.
that's a diva,
That's I mean, a diva for
the
real.
diva. Hello,
Um,
um,
but like
yeah.
it's spare, the guitars, they kind of sound like plucked strings. And then of course him screaming, the chord progressions at the end literally give me chills. And then like there's the whole backwards section at the end, those chords, like I could write an essay on this song specifically and everything that it
We should.
means. But in
Do you want to
terms of
guess right on Kiara's chord?
guess right on Kira's court. Sure, maybe. Let's see.
No due date. You
I was
can
gonna say if
do it in
if
your
the
own time.
inspiration hits me, but like
Yeah,
this
I was saying about this song. Like if you want to write an essay about
I'm screaming. I could. I should.
it, you should.
Subscribe to Kira's Court, everybody, if you haven't already.
She'll be back
I
soon.
was gonna
I've
say I
been
don't know
off.
when we got a new court update, but it's been a minute. So
It's been a minute because Kiara's been going through it.
yeah.
Okay, there's a reason the court's been closed, but the court will be open
Honey,
very soon.
the court will be
The doors of the
filled
court are
in.
open.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this song is absolutely insane. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. So much passion. It gives me chills every time I listen to it. So Darling Nikki by Prince. Check it out.
What's the Nicki Minaj song where she references this song?
Um
keep dialing like.
You keep on dialing, Nikki. Is Barbie? No,
Oh
like that Prince
yeah,
song. Hey yo,
like
I've
the
been
Prince song.
on. That didn't con. Bentley on. Fendi Brent song. What the fuck is the name of the song? And then I've been storm.
Chun Li.
Yeah, is it Chun Li? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I was
Yes.
like, wait, oh my
I
god.
was
Okay,
like, I
okay,
know
okay.
this fucking song.
Because I was like, that's literally like the only thing I know about. Not that I know about the song. I know the song. I know that he has a song called "Darling Nikki," and I knew it was in Purple Rain. I just have never seen Purple Rain.
And then of course the one video of Beyonce where she's like, I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was the rap queen. Like that's
Right. Okay. So, because I definitely know that reference.
I
My
mean,
next
girl,
song.
I'm not that's okay. You don't have to know everything. I don't expect you to.
You're right. I know. I want to know everything all the time. Okay. My next song. I'm so glad that you brought up Beyonce because, bitch, who else be screaming? You know what I'm saying? So my second song is "Don't Hurt Yourself" by Beyonce.
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck
Who the
do you
fuck?
think I is?
Like,
When she took off that fucking ring
where were you? Do you remember
and
where you
threw
were?
it,
Because I remember where I was. But
I
yeah,
remember where I was. Are you kidding me?
of course
I
I do.
remember I was sitting in my bed in Sherwood, Arkansas, gagging. This is me. This is me gagging. Literally. I literally, like the worst of the world, like we've said before on this podcast, I thought it was over for him. I thought it was over, bitch. I thought it was over. I thought it was going to be at the end. Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage, 2008 to 2016. Like, I really thought. I really thought. But,
If only.
forgiveness, whatever. Um, but Don't Hurt Yourself. It's forever iconic because he always is going to have to remember. Jack White. Jack White from the White Stripes. Lemonade is just forever iconic. Obviously, we're reading it at host for that, but I had to. I mean, the end because like it progressively gets more and more
Hmm.
screaming. And I was gonna say for All I Wanted to like they kind of both have the same like flow of getting like more and more screaming. But no, Don't Hurt Yourself is one of the best Beyonce songs. Probably top in my top 10 of my favorite. One day I should probably like rank them. But if you ever try that shit again, you gonna lose your wife. Remember when we were talking the other day, or was it you when I was talking about like if somebody was to cheat on me?
I think that was me.
Yeah, and I was like, babe, no, because they would have an understanding that if you ever try that shit again, no, first of all, they wouldn't be again. I would make sure that whoever I'm dating before I'm putting this on record because I'm not playing. If whoever is going to date me next will have a very clear understanding that if you cheat on me, there will not be another time because quite frankly, you'll be glad if I don't beat your ass. Much less, like I said to Reilee, inconvenience your life so much that where you will literally never forget me.
Word.
And like I'm gonna sign you up for a fucking Scientology. Like I'm gonna literally like claim that you're a Jehovah's Witness so these bitches keep like messing with you. Like I'm literally like I'm going to my presence will be such a nuisance in your life after that you will wish that you just didn't fuck the bitch or whatever. Like literally don't try it because I'm not the one, the two, or the three. So that being said, when this song came out, I was like, "That's right, bitch." Exactly. And then she took the nigga back, and I was like, "Girl." But for that first like 30 minutes, it was everything.
Yeah. One of her most vocally demanding songs for sure.
For sure. And you wouldn't know because she sings it flawlessly.
Yeah. My next song, "I Want to Be Free," is all I gotta say. This next song is "Young Rapunzel" by Azealia Banks.
Oh my God.
You know, the
I want to be
megaphone
free.
gif with the microphone in the megaphone, like get that, get back. Never that nigga, wish that, hey, what the fuck? Like the spirit that takes over my body when this song comes on is like I don't even know. Like Azealia Banks is so special, and people don't even realize that musically, like she is that girl. The girls still have not caught up to Broke with Expensive Taste, and that came out in like whenever the fuck, like.
Yeah. Ooh, we gotta do a Zoe
Rapping,
soon.
rappity rapping, bars, clarity, diction, consonants, vowels, all of it. Every time she performs it live,
New
you
York
can hear
accent.
everything. I live.
Just today, she was fangirling over Black is King again. Like I love that. I like my sister.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
real. Like I don't I you never gonna make me hate her. I don't care what nobody says.
yes,
And yeah, I want to
and
be
she's
free.
funny as fuck. I think above all else, besides like her being an incredibly talented musician, she's funny as fuck. Like I don't understand why she doesn't have a podcast.
Like has the brain like ha you know this is her behind this music because you can tell that her brain is active. She's thinking thoughts for real. This is her behind this music. She has knowledge. She has references. So all of these bars, all of this is her. Like perfect. Perfect. I don't know.
I'm not as familiar with her entire catalog as other people because I mean, girl, I don't know. Like, but I know the song. I know a lot of her songs, and nothing will be as funny though as "Hey there, hey there, hey there, how are you doing?" Because they ate her up. They ate her up.
That's really ignorant.
And my favorite song will always be Anna Wintour because of that fucking bob.
Yeah, a bob, some titties, and a dream. Name a better bitch. I'm sorry, but yes, young
Okay,
Rapunzel.
sickening.
Get into it.
Shout out to her. Purr. Okay, my last song. If you've ever lived with me, I'm so sorry because I live for this song and arguably the loudest song on of my songs and possibly the whole playlist actually. This song is Heart Attack by Demi Lovato.
That
Babe, when I tell you this is my song,
is funny as fuck. Yeah,
this is my song.
Demi
This is
really do
my
be hollering.
song. That's a hollering ass bitch. I had to put her on here. I had to. And I'm like, this might be her not maybe not anymore, but her rock album was pretty loud. But put my defenses up, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. And the gag of all gags is that she actually had a heart attack.
I believe
And
it.
then I thought I was so upset when I found out that she had a heart attack besides, being upset for her. Because I was like, "Oh my god, she's never gonna sing Heart Attack again." Because I think this is my favorite Demi Lovato song. But then she did. She sang it at the fucking heart. She sang it at some fucking like there was some it wasn't she sang it in an inappropriate place where like I think she was around people who have had heart attacks or like people who have had medical conditions and post having her own heart attack like she still sings the song which I love because she found the humor and irony in it. But she literally said, I have to look this up because where was it? Heart attack, Demi
I'm definitely
Lovato.
familiar with this song, although I don't know the verses. I could pull the chorus out of my ass if I had to.
Never been about on a lie.
Demi
Never
really do
said
be
yes
singing.
to the right. Oh, she literally performed Heart Attack for heart attack survivors.
Work. Honestly, what I'm gonna go to? I'm gonna go to the heart attack concert and sing what the
Skyscraper.
exactly like bitch. I have a song called Heart Attack. Fuck.
Like that's hilarious.
Duh.
Please don't make me bow, but I cover up. My favorite thing about this video is that she didn't okay, I would love to see I don't know if you've seen this video or not. But anyone who has seen the video, comment below if you think she did blackface. Because technically
Comment below if you think she did blackface.
no, because so I think it's nuanced, right? Because she didn't do blackface in the sense of like she was trying to be a black person. There is like a scene throughout the music video where there's like black paint just like falling on her and she's just black, not brown. She doesn't have any other features. There's no like lips, it's not like minstrelly. She literally is just black, right? And I think it's supposed to symbolize whatever fuck it's supposed to symbolize. But like I don't think when they pitched this to her, he's trying to be a
I
black
think it's supposed to
person.
symbolize whatever it's supposed to symbolize. Word. I do too, Kiara. I think that too.
I'm not gonna pretend to know what they were thinking when they did that, but I'm sure there was a reason. I hope at least. But because at first, when I first saw it, I was even being like, me. But then I thought about it, and I was like, Beyonce did the same thing in the Ghost video.
I'm not familiar with the video, so I don't necessarily have a dog in this fight, but I definitely love the comment if you think she did blackface. I think that's pretty good.
No, I'm serious. Like, I think we need to. I don't want to whack her though. Like, I'm really trying. Like, I'm on the side of I don't think she did because I think it was more so she was whoever. And also, this video is so fucking old, bitch. I don't even give a fuck. But I don't even know. Like, I like okay. So you see how she's like dirty, kind of.
Hmm.
I think this album cover comes from this.
You see how
So like
she's
she's.
dirty, kinda.
I'm gonna send this to you. I found a screenshot from the video, but I feel like it's an interesting conversation. I want to start the conversation. Do we think that Demi Lovato did blackface? I don't think anyone's ever
I'm
accused her of
looking at
it,
this
so I feel
picture.
like
Let's see. Well, here's the thing. I think any person should have the wisdom to avoid black paint on their face in any scenario. And I think moving
I agree.
forward, we can go ahead and ixnay any artistic, whatever you're trying to say artistically to cover yourself in a color. I promise you can choose another color.
I agree.
Um, do I think this is blackface? No.
Okay.
Um,
See,
is it
it's
a little?
distasteful.
Is
Yes.
it a little? Yeah. Um, but what a fascinating thing
I
that
actually
was.
almost picked this for culture appropriating. I'm not gonna lie, but then I was like, I don't know. I don't know,
Word. I
but
don't think it goes that far, but I get it.
yeah. But no, incredible song, like singing, screaming down. Demi Lovato, actually, she'll have a DVD review at one point, but I feel like she doesn't really get talked about. I feel like just generally, besides like if she does something like funny. But I did watch her documentary Child Star with all the child stars, and it was fine. I didn't feel like there was anything really that new that no one knew. But her first documentary that was on YouTube, Simply Complicated, babe, stopped everything. That's the one she was like, I'm about to beat this bitch up.
Oh, word.
That was iconic. Like, that's an actually just genuinely entertaining and very good documentary. It's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure when she made her second documentary that complimented her, uh, more one of her more recent albums, uh, Dancing with the Devil, dot, 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 The Art of Starting Over or something, which wasn't as good, but that's the one where she talked about having the heart attack. Well, no, I wouldn't say it wasn't as good, actually. It was pretty good. And it's unfortunate because she said in her first documentary, like, either during that documentary or, like, very soon afterwards, she started doing drugs again. So it was just like I find Demi Lovato so fascinating, and I really do love her, and I have a lot of love for them, her. I think it's her, she, they. I don't know. She seems to be doing good, and she has a bob right now, so she will be. I think I'm gonna do like a big bob watch recap for the next Kiera's Court, whenever that is, and then we're gonna start pumping them out again.
Word.
But she'll
Everybody
be on
subscribe
there.
to that. So get ready for it. Get ready for the court to open back up again.
Yes.
My third song here. Ooh, these haters on my body, shake them off. This third song is "Ooh" by Young M.A. Um,
I'm sorry.
because
What?
duh. If you've never been in a public space where this song is played, I don't know. It's transcendent.
Maybe
I
I have never.
I don't know. I live.
Listen, I call her Young Ma. I thought it was Young Ma.
It is definitely Young M.A.
Well, I'm gonna call her Young Ma. Hey, look, you know I love the studs, so hey.
I love the studs
But
too.
I feel like I have not heard. Yeah, what's she up to? Let's see.
I don't even know, but this song is iconic to me.
Ooh, no, it's very iconic. I would never say it's not. I couldn't tell you another song of hers,
I don't open
but
doors for a whore.
Lord.
I love that.
like she's iconic, but I don't know what she's been up to. I hope she's good.
Yeah.
Um, I think.
Listen, you only got to give me one. You only got to give me one bop for me to respect you.
Oh,
So shout out to Young and May. I hope you're doing well.
I'm very surprised
I
that you
hope
picked
you're
that
still
song. That is
fine as
so
hell.
funny.
And yeah, this is one of my favorite songs of all time. So like,
Wow, I did not know that about you.
no, I love this song.
I can I love that I'm still learning things about you, and we've been friends for forever.
Well, I'm a Gemini. Nobody ever really knows me. I'm a different person every day. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon.
I'm like, should we tell Mystique? Should we call the shapeshifters?
I was gonna say, I was gonna say Mystique Summers. Who is Mystique?
No, from X Men.
I'm screaming. Formal apologies to everybody named Stephanie around 2016. I definitely did hit you with the Heffany, but that's okay. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's all a part of
But
growing up.
also, I don't feel bad for you because I had to deal with Kiki, do you love me? And I still do. Drake. That's why, like, there's like Kendrick hates Drake, but I also hate Drake. Like, it's personal.
For
It's
me,
personal.
Riley, and I'm like,
Please,
girl,
not
please
that old
spare
ass
me.
reference.
Like I'm saying, bitch.
Everybody wants to make a fucking connection.
Yeah, and I get it because I definitely be
No,
singing people names if their name is in a song. So it's like I get it.
I
But
don't.
like,
I'm like, girl. But yeah, that's part of the reason why. Not actually, it's not part. I guess maybe subconsciously, but like no one really calls me Kiki up here, so I am glad.
yeah,
But sometimes Black people will just assume that's okay and sing that song to me.
black people do that.
Because Black people, I feel like if I'm cool with you, well,
For the
the
listeners,
thing
I
is
just held
like
a L up to my head because it's
I
lame.
do allow Black people to call me Kiki. Like if you just start calling me Kiki, if you start calling me Kiki, and we're like cool like that, I'm not gonna be mad about that. Like, but like white people, absolutely not. Wow, that what a good episode. So that was 6 songs 4. Let's pump through these songs, babe. Pump the beat. We gotta have him on. We gotta have him on.
Love
Okay, so
him.
the no, yeah, shout out to Ebony Double XL. That was so funny. Although, go if you see this, go back to the old pump the beat sound. That was my favorite. Anyway, first song was my demands on this
I was
episode.
gonna say you
First,
just be telling people to do shit.
I do. So what now? First song was All I Wanted by Paramore,
Word. Followed by Darling Nikki by Prince.
followed by Don't Hurt Yourself by Beyonce,
And then Young Rapunzel by Azealia Banks.
and then Heart Attack by Demetria Lovato. That is actually her name.
Word. And then lastly, Ooh by Young and May.
Wow, 2016. What a fucking year
I can
for
smell it
music.
still. And that was six
So
months four.
that was 6 songs 4. Now we're gonna move into our last segment called Questions for Queers, and we do have a question this week. I did recently cuss y'all out for not sending questions, so sometimes bullying works.
Clock it.
And this question comes from Timmy. Shout out to Timmy. I think did I tell you about Timmy? She's British.
Timmy? Oh no.
My new friend. She's British, and I'm obsessed with her. And she interviewed me for one of her. So she's going to grad school at NYU, and she
Timmy,
interviewed
Timmy,
me
Timmy
for.
Time. You know what for a bun.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, I literally lied. I did do that when I met her. Oh, I literally just lied through my teeth.
You see
She's
how
listening to this.
you see how I just said that we just saying people names? Yeah. Timmy.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl.
But shout out to Timmy. So she and I have been like she came over recently and we watched They Clone Tyrone. That's a great movie. You should watch that movie. And she was like going through all of my like vinyls and CDs and stuff, and she was like she wanted to interview me for a paper she's writing about like the rise of physical media, and I was like, wow, she's so I'm so
You
academic.
were flattered to be interviewed.
I very was. And it already happened, so hopefully it'll be out by this time. Anyways, Timmy's question is let me verbatim, let me get it right, okay? Let me not even though I remember the question. Do you think that Katy Perry's comeback was bound to flop? comeback in air quotes. I'm gonna put them. I think yes.
Bound to explain why, because I'm not sure. Let me see.
Because I think that, well, number one, right? Katy Perry has never been what I would consider necessarily a vocalist. I
I
do think she
disagree.
can sing. I think she can sing, but I think she's very smart and she stays in her range, is what I mean. You know what I mean? Like Katy Perry next to a Kelly Clarkson? No.
I don't know.
Girl, be fucking for real. No shade to Katy, but like really, well, maybe shade to Katy actually. I'm sorry, no. I think that Katy Perry is a very respectable artist for what she has done in the past, but I think I can't confidently say past Swish Swish that anyone could even tell you that she released music. I can because I've listened to it and I know, but like I I think that Katy Perry has been flopping. Like I think it's funny that like Katy Perry, this new era, quote unquote, that she's having, like 143, I
Why the air quotes?
because girl, like
It's a
it's
new
just
album.
flopping.
It's a new
It's a
album. It's a
flop.
new
It's a
era.
flop. But like everyone forgot Smile. She had an album that came out during 2020, which is like sure she can chop it up to COVID, but it was like based on like clowns and shit. I was just like, girl, what are we doing? But Never Really Over, one of her best songs in 10 years is on that album, and she should have, I don't know what, she should have stopped when she was ahead. I don't even fucking know. But like I said, I don't want this to be confused with, I think Katy Perry can sing. I'm not saying that she can't sing. I'm saying that, let's just say maybe she's not my favorite vocalist. How about that? I think she has a very every woman voice, if you understand what I mean. Like
Mhm.
there's nothing necessarily unique about her voice. I think she can just sing. You know what I mean? And I feel like she relied on, or not even relied on, just happened to use a lot of gimmicks in terms of costuming and terms of shock factor, being like weird, dancing with fucking poop on stage in fucking Vegas. Disgusting. And like I don't know if Katy Perry herself is interesting versus what she is wearing, doing, saying is interesting, if that makes sense. Like in that regard, I just feel like the era of people caring about Katy Perry is just over. I'm sorry, I just think it is.
I just don't think that Katy Perry has had a song good enough to bring her back into the good graces. Like, I think that there's
Yeah,
still room in the Katy Perry tank, but I definitely think that a change for Katy Perry would be good. Like, I think like a complete genre change, like something different, offhanded. I feel like a lot of the stuff that Katy Perry does, or like a lot of the Katy Perry brand, is like, look at me, look at how hard I'm going, look at how much like it's like
yeah.
I would love to see Katy Perry in like a relaxed sort of non-tense setting, because I feel like a lot of her stuff throughout like her whole career is like, look at me, I'm girly and I'm pin-uppy and I'm like singing down and writing down. It's like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? It feels like a lot.
No, I agree. I feel like she has entered this era of like, what's the word? Pandering, I guess. Like it's just so obvious to me. I think that's what the problem is. Like, besides, even take out the Dr. Luke of it all, because that's why there's always going to be smoke from me, bitch. Why are you working with Dr. Luke in the year of our Lord 2024? And then your excuse is because you're a woman. That makes no sense. Like literally, that's literally like an oxymoron, babe. Like, what are we doing? Um, but working with Kim Petras, working with Doechii, even 21 Savage, I'm like, it's just so, and JID apparently. It's just obviously obvious to me. All of those were the last album that just came out 2 weeks ago or last week. I uh,
I haven't listened to
it's
that
just such
album
a
yet, so I don't know. But
I I will not be listening actually, because you're not about to disrespect Kesha like that. First of all, uh, like she literally like worked with Dr. Luke on a bunch of these songs, and then got Dr. Luke's favorite girl, Kim Petras, um, and like was asked about like why, like verbatim, like, hey,
I saw
why did you
that.
work with? Yeah, and she just was like, "Well, I'm a woman and I've worked with him before, so I'm gonna work with him again." And I'm like, "Well, okay." And also, she like literally I think she was bound to flop because she has been painting herself in a terrible light for the last few years. She literally like posted herself voting for a Republican governor that lost, and she like posted her ballot. Like, you literally did not have to do that. Voting is anonymous for everyone.
I
She
don't remember
posted her
that.
ballot. This was like a couple years ago. She posted her ballot, and was like, "Yeah, I'm voting for this Republican." And I was just like, "Babe, what?" So like, I think, and then has the nerve to release a song called Woman's World, where she's like, "I'm such a hardworking woman, and I'm a mother, and I'm a this, and I'm a that." And it's like, babe, it's so obvious you're stuck in 2010 feminism 101, and you think that anyone should respect you just because you're a woman and not because you have morals or something to say. And even the Doechii song, I'm like, that was the one that performed at the VMAs, if you saw it. And I'm like, Doechii watched her on her own song. Like, I don't need to listen to that. And it's like, also, I feel like with Katy Perry now, it's like anybody can have these songs. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing unique necessarily about Katy Perry singing them. And
Right.
it kind of bothers me. It's like, develop a personality, please. You can tell that like she's in her best Charlie XCX drag, honestly, and it's not good. But like, it's just sad. I feel like One of the Boys and Teenage Dream, and hell, I'll even give her Prism. I'll even give her Prism because I liked a lot of songs on Prism. And Witness. Well, I lied about that. What's the last Katy Perry song that you remember, like new, like released Katy Perry song that you remember liking or even knowing?
You and I, Captain in Hawaii,
Okay,
whatever that
that
is.
was 2019. Um, and Harley's in Hawaii and Never Really Over. She didn't even put Harley's in Hawaii like on a single. Like, the direction she was going with that, I loved that. But I don't know what happened to where she just went to Smile. Like, I don't really know. I don't know. And I think it's so weird that they gave her the Vanguard Award this year at the VMAs, given like all of the controversy around her, given the fact that this album flopped, given the album that it's critically flopped as well. And like, sure, I would say, yeah, does Katy Perry have some iconic videos? Sure. I would say she has mostly more iconic songs, but there's nothing necessarily special about her anymore.
Yeah, I definitely have seen her like or felt her star power dwindle over the past few years, and I think that part of that is because we're sort of, at least me personally, I'm sort of not interested in seeing like the whole hunky dory, working hard, sort of 135% kind of aesthetic. Like I think it would be nice to see her in a cooler, more relaxed setting because if
Yeah.
that's like the vibe, right?
Yeah. I also feel like her whole thing is like, well, for a while, maybe not anymore. I think this is her last album is her best attempt at trying to be like cool. And I feel like up until then, her whole thing was like, look how weird and wacky I am. I'm dancing with fruit.
But
I
that
have,
was white girl. That was like any white girl could do that back then and be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think for a while she was queen white girl of that. But then other more interesting girls came and she kind of faded into oblivion because she can sing, but what are you saying? Where's the substance? Where's the like, I don't know. But I will say she will always have the Part of Me documentary. She gagged a whole generation of people, babe. Because her getting the text that Russell Brand wanted a divorce and then immediately going on stage, now that was iconic. That was iconic. She'll always have that for me. But other than that, and that was like almost fucking 15, 20 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, Timmy, to answer your question, I think it was inevitable personally.
right. I think there's a chance, but I think she's gonna have to stop working so hard and
Yes, he's trying too hard. It's embarrassing, honestly. And stop working with Dr. Luke and stop being a fucking embarrassment to women everywhere.
period.
And with that, thank you for listening to Sing Six Songs 4.
Absolutely. Everything, as always, links are in the description. The playlist links will be in the description. Please let us know what you would have added to these playlists and then social media and everything, all down there. As always, we love you guys and thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Songs for Songs for Song 4.